Don't make these mistakes with a narcissist. Welcome to Narc Free Formula, lovelies. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me. The following 6 tips are taken from my own personal experience of being married to and escaping from a narcissist. So let's jump straight into it, shall we? Number 1, don't make the mistake of telling them that you are leaving them and why. There's a couple of reasons why we don't tell the narcissist we're leaving. The main one, though, is that it will put you at risk of physical violence. Often when the narcissist feels as though they're losing control, it creates a narcissistic injury, they get angry, and they have been known to lash out physically. There are too many stories of women who have ended up dead when they've tried to leave their partners or husbands. So this is the main reason why we just do not tell them. The second reason is they're not going to let you go. They're just going to take notes on the reasons that you're giving them, and then they're going to use that to convince you to stay. So they will say, you know, I promise I'll change, I'll do these things, I'll go to counselling with you, whatever the case may be. They will just future fake you into staying. Which leads me to number 2, don't make the mistake of going back or taking them back. Once you've left them, it creates this narcissistic injury. And the reality is, even though at the time they may be grateful that you took them back, they may appear to be grateful, the reality is that due to their lack of whole object relations, the way they communicate and the way they do relationships, the reality is as soon as you upset them or trigger them in any way, they'll forget that they begged you to come back and that you're giving them another chance. They will go straight back to resenting you, being angry that you left them and that you hurt them, and wanting to punish you. So once you've left them, you have to realize there is no going back. You've alerted them that you no longer believe in their in the mask, you know, that you've seen behind the mask, that you know that there's something wrong with them, and now they know that it's almost like a timer has been set off in your relationship. They've been here before, they've seen the signs, they know exactly what's coming, and they know that when someone starts to see who they really are, it's just a matter of time before that person will leave them. So they will spend the time that you share with them, they will spend it punishing you and trying to source new supply to replace you. So you may spend another year or 2 working, trying to keep your relationship together or your marriage together, not realizing the whole time that the person that you're trying so hard to stay with is actually just trying to find someone to replace you. And that's the reality of it. So, number 3, don't make the mistake of staying in contact with them for any reason. The narcissist will always find some excuse to talk to you, whether it's the kids, the cash, the house, the car, the bills, the family. There's always something. It's all just excuses. It's all just a way of them keeping you in the narc harem. They're keeping their claws in you. They're making sure that they still have control, that you still believe in them enough to communicate with them. Because if you didn't believe in them, if you actually realised that they was the con artist, you wouldn't even bother. Why would you bother talking with them about the kids or, you know, the future or whatever? You just wouldn't bother. You know, you would know that they were a fraud through and through. So the fact that you're not doing that signals to them that you still believe them. And that's what they want. They want you drinking the Kool-Aid. They want you to believe that they care about the kids or the future, or that they're going to be responsible. You know, the reality is they're just keeping you as backup supply. All right, number 4, don't make the mistake of talking about the new supply with them. Now, the narcissist will often triangulate the former supply with the new supply. They will make the new supply insecure and jealous, and they will taunt and try and humiliate or shame the former supply and make her jealous. So it's a win-win. And when you talk to them, when you let them kind of breach that boundary, you know, it shows them just how much power they still have over you. Because let's just think this through. Like, in a healthy situation, you know, no one is going to talk to their ex about their current partner. That's just crosses too many boundaries. But that's exactly what narcissists will do. And they do it knowing full well what they're doing. As I said, they're just trying to keep everyone under control, everyone pitted against each other, and the narcissist in the middle, controlling and manipulating everything. So don't fall for that one. It just fuels them. All right, number 5. Don't make the mistake of trying to be their friends. The reality is you may be a good friend, but they are not your friend. They never were and they never will be. All that being a friend with a narcissist means is that you're in the narc harem. You'll be topping up their fuel supply when they're not getting it at home with the new supply. You will be called upon at times, you know, for example, if they break up with the new supply, they will use you as a surrogate or even pull you back in and re-idealize you and put you back in the position of primary supply. But none of that is to do with friendship. They can act friendly, but the reality is you cannot turn your back on these people. You can't trust them. I mean, these are the people who will, you know, if you let them in their house, they're the type of people who will steal your mail out of the letterbox on their way in or out, just because they know that kind of thing will cause irritation. You know, you might not find out you've got a bill due, you know, or that your license needs to be renewed. You know, those kind of little things. Narcissists actually get a kick from that kind of thing. So you can't turn your back on them. You can't trust them. Therefore, you cannot be friends with them. All right, my final point, number 6. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you know this person and that time shared means anything with them. Marriage means nothing to them. Having children with them means nothing to the narcissist. Once you aren't giving them the supply and fuel that they want and need from you, they will find it somewhere else. You are replaceable. We are all replaceable. We are all interchangeable and we are all replaceable. So, you know, the concept of marriage, it means a lot to us healthy individuals, but with, you know, narcissistic personality disorder, marriage, it just doesn't mean a thing. They have no loyalty, no commitment. Children shared doesn't mean a thing. Children are just another form of supply and fuel for them. So once you realize that you know, all of this stuff is really in your own head, and you know, you need to keep yourself reality based, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. Stay reality based. Don't keep telling yourself the same lies. Don't say that they care about the children. Don't say that you were happily married for X amount of time. None of that is true. Okay, they were narcissists when you met them. They played you. They pretended to be happy. You thought you were happy, but it was all just built on a lie. All right, if you would like to know if the narcissist thinks about you or misses you after you go no contact, I'm going to put a link just here to one of my latest audio videos. Thanks for listening, and let's get narc free and stay narc free.